All right. I brought some friends in a bag with me today. I love it. So you guys got the D's for Dinosaur song down yet? You guys love it? I love that song. It is so fun. I like the Woodpecker song too that we played beforehand. That's always pretty cool. All right, let me pull some of my friends out of the bag today.
They're dinosaurs.
Let's see. They are not dinosaurs. They are too. This guy's pretty big. I'm going to have to fight with him to get him out of the bag. He's shy or something, I think. So there we go. All right. Whoa. He's pretty colorful too. I kind of like this guy. So anyway, and then I think I got a button on there too. There we go. Yeah, and he growls. He kind of grooves with you. Anyway, so all right, we got that guy. Stand up there, dude. All right. And we got this guy. I think this guy's kind of cool. I like this one too. He's shy too. He won't come out of the bag. Come on. Get out of there. His horns are stuck to the bag. All right. Work with me here, mister. All right. That's this guy. We'll turn him on too real fast. I think he's pretty cool.
It looks like the color of that.
He kind of walks. So how cool is that? All right. Wow. Don't fall off. Stay. Okay, we're going to stop you so you don't fall off. Okay. Okay, he's good. All right. Stay. Good boy. All right. This is the dude we're going to be talking about today, though. Anybody have an idea what that guy? What's the real name of that guy? Besides Behemoth, does he have a real name?
I'm guessing
I'll talk to you about him here in a second. We'll pull this guy out too because I kind of like this guy too. He's pretty cool. Anybody have an idea what that one is? Stegosaurus. All right, that's pretty cool. Actually, they're not efficient in size though, because this guy should be like this big. But anyway, all right, we got a couple more, but I won't pull them out of the bag. All right. So yeah, let's talk about these guys real fast. So because I brought the dinosaurs with me because I love to talk about dinosaurs. Now, I want to ask you guys a question first though. Is the word dinosaur in the Bible?
No.
How many of you believe the word dinosaur is in the Bible? Anybody? Okay. You can find the word dinosaur in the Bible. Okay, how many of you do not believe the word dinosaur is in the Bible? All right, cool. Well, that song D is for Dinosaur tells a very cool lesson in that because Sir Richard Owen did think up the name dinosaur in 1841. So what did they call dinosaurs before 1841? Well, we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. But first of all, I wanted to show you guys something. This guy down here is called a Brachiosaurus. A Brachiosaurus, you can know him by his big old bump on his head there. He's got this big old bump. And he's got the real, well this guy doesn't have real long legs, but normally they have really long legs in the front. And so that's pretty much what this guy is. We're going to talk mostly about him today, but we are going to talk about where dinosaurs fit in the Bible. Because a lot of people use that as an excuse, kind of like Dr. Dark that uses that as an excuse to say that dinosaurs existed millions of years ago. How many of you guys have ever picked a book up from your library about dinosaurs? Anybody ever picked up a book from your library about dinosaurs? What's the number one thing that you'll read in there about dinosaurs on age, on how old they are?
Millions of years.
Millions of years ago. As a matter of fact, they say that dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago. And so what I wanted to ask you guys is first, when they go to dig up, you guys ever seen dinosaur bones? Anybody ever been to a museum and seen dinosaur bones?
No.
Oh man, you guys ever seen them on TV? Like Night at the Museum. You guys ever seen the movie Night at the Museum?
Yeah.
The big dinosaurs running around. He's, you know, yeah. You guys have seen, but they've got the big. You guys seen Jurassic Park? How many of you seen Jurassic Park? Oh man, I love Jurassic Park. That is a cool movie. Especially kind of. I like the third one actually. The third one's pretty cool. So yeah, they got all the different dinosaurs in the third one. But in the first one though, the first one they go in and they've got the big bones of the dinosaurs everywhere. Okay, so when they dig up those dinosaur bones, what do they call those first of all?
Fossils.
Fossils, very good. They call them fossils, and so when they dig up those dinosaur bones, the guys ever notice, do they pull them out of the ground and they've got a tag on them?
No.
They don't?
No.
They don't. They dig them out of the ground and they got a big tag on them that says, "Hello, my name is Bone, and I am 65 million years old." Does it have a tag on it? No, it's just a bone, right? It's where the dinosaur, poof, he fell over and he died. And that's where he was buried. Not buried as in like all his other dinosaur buddies got together and they dug a hole and put him in it. That's not how it works. Put a little headstone there. Here lies dinosaur. Here lies Rex. No, it doesn't work that way. This guy didn't croak over. And then they dug a big hole and put him in it. No, actually what happens is that they are buried rapidly by something. That's the only way a fossil is made. So I wonder what kind of major catastrophe could bury all the dinosaurs at once. You guys can just say it if you wonder. Well, let's take some suggestions about how the dinosaurs died, first of all. So let's do that. How do you take dinosaurs died? First of all, let's not say flood. Let's hold off on that one. Does anybody have any other thing to say besides what could have killed the dinosaurs? Kevin, what do they say could have killed the dinosaurs?
Ice Age.
An ice age could have killed them? Yeah. But what started that ice age? What do you guys think that started that? Anybody have an idea of what do they say killed the dinosaurs? A big thing fell out of outer space. Kevin, what do you think? A meteor, yes, a meteor. They say that a meteor came down and smashed into the earth and scattered dust and junk into the air, and it caused an ice age. And the stuff in the air was kind of poisonous too, and so they got sick, and there was no light, and so it got cold, and that caused the ice age, and they all died off.
And there's no proof of that.
There is absolutely, as Kevin said, there's absolutely no proof of that. Reason being is because to create a fossil, something has to be buried rapidly. It has to be buried quickly. Now, most of you have the idea of how all the dinosaurs died. You guys all raised your hands. What is a quick way that everybody could be buried all at one time? Boom, and everything's dead. A flood, that's right. I wonder what book talks about a flood.
No, the Bible.
The Bible, that's right. That's one. And you guys know one other quick fact that I'll throw out to you is that you can go to all kinds of tribes all over the world that don't live in a regular city like we do, but you can go to these like Indian tribes that are way out there in the middle of nowhere on an island, and you'll ask them the furthest back information that you could ask them, and tell me the story of what the earliest of your ancestors would tell. And all of them, most of them, if not almost all of them, will go back to tell you a story of a flood. And actually, I got all kinds of stories on that, and I'll give you guys some papers, hopefully it's on there, that they'll say that one guy on their island, it's kind of a weird story, but it's close to what ours is, that they say one guy on an island built a boat, and he survived by putting a bunch of animals on it. I wonder what that sounds like.
Noah.
No way. No way. No, anyway, all right. So yeah, Noah's Ark is really, and it's a story that's popular among all kinds of tribes all over the world. The names may have been changed to protect the innocent. But no, the names might have been changed just because stories change over time, but they all talk about a flood. So now let's go back to this real fast. Let me pull up some pictures here real fast, and I want to show you guys some cool stuff. Remind me there, cameraman, that I want to show you as well so the people on the internet can watch. Let me pull this up for you real fast. All right, let's go back to the power verse. First of all, the power verse talks about, behold what?
Behemoth.
Behold what?
Behemoth.
Behemoth, that's right. When it says that I made with thee, that's right, that I made with thee. He eats grass as an ox. He eats grass as an ox. Now, anybody ever seen an ox before? It's kind of like a cow. Yeah, it's kind of like a cow or a buffalo. And they're a big critter that eats a lot of grass. Now, I'm wondering now, and let's think of some animals here that's on our time right now. That what's some big animals that eat grass or tree leaves and stuff like that? Okay, a cow. Okay, what's another one? What's another one, buddy?
An elephant.
An elephant. Very good. All right, what's another one that eats grass? A giraffe. Okay, very good. He's a pretty big critter, isn't he? All right. So now, all right, his neck's really long. That's cool. Let's do one more. What's another critter that eats grass?
A bison.
A bison. Okay, good. That's a few of them. So now, I want to talk about this critter real fast. Let's talk about Behemoth real fast in the Bible. The Bible talks about Behemoth being a huge creature. He's a huge creature. So are elephants huge creatures? They're pretty big, aren't they? Right? And what about a hippo? You guys ever been to the zoo and seen a hippo?
Yes.
Hippos are pretty big critters too, aren't they? They're big. They got a big honking head, and they got a big honking backside, and they're pretty big critters, right? And then giraffes. Giraffes are pretty big critters too, right? They're really tall, some 20 and 30 feet tall. They're big monster creatures, yeah. But here's one thing. I want to point out something very, very important to you guys real fast about what the Bible talks about Behemoth. Because first of all, it's in the book of Job, which the book of Job is one of the oldest books of the Bible. Even though it's not in order, Job is considered to be one of the oldest books of the Bible. It's not Job, it's Job, J-O-B. But you guys look into the book of Job, chapter 40, like our power verses, and he tells Job, God shows up and he tells Job, he says, Job, behold Behemoth. Thank you. It's very warm in here, by the way. He says, behold Behemoth, which I made with thee. He eats grass as an ox. And he talks about how big this creature is. He says the strength's in his belly, and he has a tail like a cedar tree. Okay, so let's say now, hold on now. So wait a minute, God, you're telling Job that this thing is big, okay, hippo, elephant, giraffe. He has the strength in his belly. His navel is what the Bible says. He's got his strengths in his belly. He has a rib cage like bars of iron. Okay, so that's a pretty big critter, right? You guys have an idea of that? You guys have ribs like iron? Well, I'm going to show you guys a cedar tree here in just a second. But he's talking about this thing being strong. So are elephants strong?
Yes.
Do hippos look strong?
Yes.
And what about giraffes? Giraffes look pretty strong, right? Okay. So we're still got this critter, right? That he's a big creature. His strength's in his belly. He's got ribs like bars of iron. This is a big creature. But then here's something I wanted to point out to you that the Bible says that everybody argues about. They said his tail swings like a cedar tree. Okay? Anybody ever seen a cedar tree before?
No.
Show our cameraman before. Cameraman can see that. All right. All right, you guys can look at this. This is a cedar tree. And this is a pretty good cedar tree. And this cedar tree is actually found in Israel. That there's cedar trees that grow in Israel. And so this cedar tree is in Israel, and it's a pretty cool looking cedar tree. This is a big tree, right? This isn't a little tree. Right? This isn't a little bitty tree. You guys ever seen a cedar tree before? How many of you have a cedar tree in your yard? You know you have a cedar tree. Isn't it a pretty big tree? They're not little bitty things, right? I mean, they start off small, but they get big, right? So, okay, his tail swings like a cedar tree. So now let's look at this real fast. Anybody know what this is? You guys all know what this is? What is this? It's an elephant, right? Okay. So yeah, these guys are pretty cool. They're hanging out together. They're talking about everything. Be like, hey, mister, I noticed something about you. What about his tail?
No, it's like a little bit of
You guys ever seen the tail of an elephant? There's his backside. There's his tail. Does that tail look like a cedar tree to you?
No.
So when that tail swings, what's that tail normally swing like? Like this, right?
Like a dog.
So now I've been outside before, and I don't think I've ever seen cedar trees, unless the storm's really bad, but I don't think I've ever seen cedar trees do this. No, right? No? Well, normally when cedar trees sway in the wind, they move really slow, don't they? You guys ever seen trees sway in the wind? They move really, really slow? Alright, so cool. So we looked at this guy's backside. There's his tail. Does that look like a cedar tree?
No.
Alright, so we can eliminate the elephant, because the elephant is out. He's gone, alright? Now let's talk about the next animal. What about this guy? Gal. Either that or a really big ballerina.
Dinosaur.
This is actually a hippopotamus from the Disney movie Fantasia. But let's look at the backside of a hippopotamus. Anybody ever heard about what happens with a hippopotamus when they go to the bathroom? Okay, well I'm going to tell you real fast just because I want to know. Anybody ever seen a dog mark their territory?
Yeah.
Boy dog runs over to a tree and first thing he does is he lifts his leg, right? Okay? And that's because he's marking his territory. He's telling everybody, this is my house and you can't mess with it.
No, he's going to the bathroom.
No, he's going to the bathroom, but that's what he's doing too. For those of you that don't know what a dog does when he does that. He's running over there and he's marking his spots and he's telling everybody, this is my house. Don't mess with my house. That's what he's telling everybody. The hippo does the same thing, only he doesn't run over to a tree and he lifts his leg. He does it from the backside. And when he goes to the backside, look at this little guy out the back here. Anybody see this? All right. We'll show our cameraman there real fast. All right. You see that little thing on the backside there? That's his tail. Okay. And when he goes to the bathroom, he spins that thing like a propeller. And he's slinging that stuff all over the place to mark his territory, telling everybody, this is my... Now, I'm glad you guys don't mark your house that way because I wouldn't go to your house. You're like, this is my house, and you're... Anyways, all right, never mind. But anyway, the hippo does that. So let's look at his tail real fast. Does his tail look like a cedar tree?
No.
By the way, his tail's only probably about as long as my iPad here. It's just a little bitty thing. And it's like a propeller and it spins real fast. But it doesn't look like a cedar tree, does it? Would it move like a cedar tree really big back and forth? Yeah. Alright, so cool. There's a hippo real fast with his mouth open, by the way. He's got a really big yawn. And then, by the way, I want to show you this guy because that guy kind of looks funny too. Does he look like a hippo? Yeah. Alright, so now let's go to a creature that the Bible says swayed his tail like a cedar tree. Let's go back to the Brachiosaurus. That's not him. Wait a minute, that is not him. Where's he at? He jumped all over the place. Ninja Turtles. Wait a minute, I'm losing him.
But I want to see Ninja Turtles.
We don't want to see Ninja Turtles. All right, let's go back. All right, let's go back to this guy. There he is. All right, the Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus, you see, I see his long legs in the front. You see his short legs in the back. What about his tail?
It's really long.
It's a really long tail, isn't it? Now, okay, so let's go back to the description now, okay? So this guy eats grass. He told Job, he said, this creature eats grass. Then he said that his strength's in his belly, or his navel. His strength's in his belly. He's got ribs like bars of iron, and his tail swings like a cedar tree. What do you guys think about this? Does this guy fit that description? Yeah, I think he does. Because he's huge. These guys did eat grass. And they have huge ribs. Massive, in fact. Huge ribs.
Bigger than ours.
Bigger than ours. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you a picture here in a second. This picture right here. This is a scale model of what the Brachiosaurus would be to an elephant.
Whoa.
And then you guys see the little man down there in the blue? You guys see the little guy down there in the blue?
Yeah.
Little guy in the blue. That little guy in the blue would be a 6-foot man, about my height.
Whoa.
And this Brachiosaurus in the back is 80 feet long. 80 feet long. He is a chief of God's creations, the Bible says. He is a master of everything. Now, when we talk about the biggest land animal in history, the biggest land animal, we talk about elephants, because elephants are our biggest land animal. But not so much anymore, because they dug up the bones of this Brachiosaurus. And he's so big, I mean, we couldn't fit him in this room. He's a huge guy. He's massive. But here's the thing. Dr. Dark argued the point that man and dinosaurs never existed together. He wants to argue that point, that man and dinosaurs, when you guys get a book, it says 65 million years ago, dinosaurs ruled the earth. And there was no man at that time, they say. But here's what the book of Job says in that earlier part of that chapter. Remember, he says, behold what? Behold what? Behold behemoth. He says, behold behemoth. Now what does the word behold mean? Anybody have an idea what the word behold means? Kevin, you want to take a shot at behold? Behold means to take a look at. That's what behold means. So behold behemoth. And so God shows up and he's talking to Job and he tells Job, hey Job, check out behemoth. Now, if dinosaurs died out 65 million years before Job, how in the world did God tell Job to go check it out? Behold now behemoth. So now what do you guys think? Is he telling Job to go look at behemoth? If I told you guys, behold your dog,
What?
would you look at your dog?
No.
No?
Yes.
If I told you guys to go check out your dog at home, you'd go look at your dog, right? If you had a dog at home, go check out your fish. Hey, you guys are checking out Brother Greg right now. Behold Greg. Do I exist? Am I here in front of you? Can you see me?
Yes.
Behold Greg. Here I am. So you're checking Greg out. I'm here. And that's exactly what we're trying to say is, how could God tell Job to behold something when there wasn't anything to behold? It had to be there. It had to be there. He told him to check this out. He names off all these. You guys read Job chapter 40, by the way. God tells Job over and over and over. He says, go check out all of this stuff that I made. And go check out all of this stuff I made. And he's naming off all the animals and the earth and all this other stuff. All that stuff was there. He didn't tell Job to go check out something that wasn't there. If I told you, go behold a unicorn. Actually, we might talk about unicorns, but anyway, actually the Bible does talk about unicorns, but they're not quite what you guys think. But anyway, go behold a flying fish. Of course, they're flying fish too, but really fish. You guys don't see fish fly every day, right? Go behold a flying whale. Now you guys have seen whales jump out of the water, right? But you've never seen whales fly, right? So I wouldn't tell you to go behold a flying whale because there's no such thing, right? Go behold a purple dog.
You can paint it purple.
Besides a painted dog, is there a real purple dog? Your dog has puppies and they're all purple. Come on. It doesn't work that way. You can't behold something that doesn't exist. And so that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. When God told Job, Job, behold Behemoth, he really existed. He was really there. And so he told him to go behold it. He told him to go behold everything else. So here's the thing, guys. And I'll wrap this lesson up with showing you off this guy again. So we really do believe that Behemoth was a brachiosaurus. Because here's the thing. We talk about, let's go back to day 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 of when God created the world. And let's talk about day 6 real fast. Day 6, the Bible says that He created all the land animals, right? You guys ever studied that? We've talked about it before. Day 6 is when He created all the land animals and He created something else. And humans, very good. He created all the land animals, everything that walked on the earth and breathed air through its nostrils, which means its nose, by the way. And then He created man. So wait a minute. I wonder what does this guy do with his legs? Does he swim?
No.
Okay. What does he do with his legs? Does he fly?
No.
Wouldn't that be pretty scary to see something 80 feet long flying through the air? Man, could you imagine like birds? Birds poop on your car. Could you imagine this thing pooping on your car? That'd be pretty bad, wouldn't it? But anyway, here's this thing 80 feet long. Does he fly? What does these legs do? What do they make him do? They make him walk. That's right, good. They make him walk on land. So what do you think, what day that God created that guy on? Okay, so now you guys are starting to kind of figure it out now. If He created everything that walked on the land on day 6, and He created humans on day 6, did dinosaurs and humans exist at the same time? Yes. And so you guys have to believe when you see the Bible and you read the Bible is absolute truth. It's the history book of the universe. And so if we've seen dinosaurs and we know dinosaurs exist by their bones, we know that they've been here and that nothing died before Adam and Eve sinned. Dinosaurs had to exist with Adam and Eve on the planet at the same time. So Dr. Dark is wrong.